Welcome to the Earth Reverence Healing Circle. Welcome from what is a very beautiful morning here in Melbourne. Wishing good morning to all. Sending the very best of our intentions to all the very many places around the world that require more love at the moment, which are in need of practical support, of regeneration, social regeneration, practical, ecological, economic, relational, in all facets and in all ways. We send the love and the healing and the intentions, and we send much hope and assistance and love and calm, peacefulness all through and around the earth to the places that are in the most need at the moment. So as we gently come together during this time, perhaps closing our eyes, focusing inward just to get into a state of meditation, of connection, using the breath to come into your body, quietening the mind, allowing it to have its thoughts, but encouraging our attention downwards into the heart and encouraging the mind, inviting the mind to still, to quieten as we leave all of our other concerns aside at this time and we focus on what we have to give to the planet, to our greater communities. Allowing the breath to come in, fill the body with light, with oxygen, and the releasing of the breath, allowing any stress and tension and worry to exit the body and leave us. With each in-breath, expanding the heart space, filling it with greater light, expanding its capacity to hold more light, more love. And each out-breath, releasing all worry, all concern, all tension. At this moment, feeling yourself grounded, using our grounding cords, setting them deep into the very heart of the earth, into Gaia's own crystal heart, allowing her energy to rise up and meet and hold us. And through the crown, stretching all the way to the very heart of source energy, allowing that energy also to come back through and assist, merging with our own inner light in the heart space. And from here we reach outwards, acknowledging the teams of guidance that stand in circle with us, around us, and reaching out to all others at this time in presence, in assistance, who are in relation with the frequencies we currently hold, which is that frequency of reverence, of love and supportive energy. As we reach out, we rise up above, viewing in our mind's eye our beautiful blue and green planet far below us, and we send all together all of our loving support, our intentions to the earth, to all the systems of the earth and all of humanity at this time, acknowledging humanity as one of the most impactful influences upon the planet at this time. And we hope by offering our assistance, our love, our support, our intentions of clarity, of wisdom, of peace, of tranquility, of freedom, abundance and sovereignty, that many more will rise, allowing their awareness, their frequencies to rise and pull them out of the matrix of difficulty, of suffering, of enslavement in some cases, of all that is mucky and murky and unclear, and rise them a little to the point where they can see more clearly. A long time ago, when I was in the early stages of running these circles, so probably close to 2 years ago, I remember having a vision as I ran this circle of people sitting, simply having insight come to them as if some sort of spell had lifted and they could suddenly see clearly, and they were putting their guns down in a battlefield and refusing to fight And the beautiful thing is I heard stories of that this week actually happening, and that made me pretty glad in the heart. So more of that. Let's see. We already see people refusing to take part in war, in things outside of their scope of their values, of their beliefs, refusing to take part in things they feel forced to do. And may those visions, those ideals remain high, remain unclouded and pure. May more and more of us have the freedom to indeed lay down our own burdens, whatever they are, and be able to step aside out of them and walk cleanly and freely into a world we much prefer to create. As we send wave after wave of healing, transmuting and transforming light, frequencies, rays of light, rays of love, of hope, of harmony, of freedom, sovereignty and joy and playfulness. And we allow these things to have their time. And simply by the shining of these lights, of these frequencies, we gently invite and just call into tune those older, more malignant, more dense, more difficult energies, and they will simply fall away out of reach of our current situation. And this is the hope and the intention as we provide repair for the collective nervous system, at this time rather frayed and fraught, triggered into reactivity so often these days. We allow our own individual nervous systems to become attuned, become entrained to the rhythm of the mother, the great mother Gaia, divine feminine energy of Sophia as she rises, of the many ascended masters, goddesses, and elemental and earth energies at this time, rising and working together, thread by thread, weaving in for us a new reality, a new world to rise into, to grow into, to inhabit. As our own capacity expands, more of this love and good truth light can come in and be woven into our individual structures so that we too become agents of good simply by being ourselves, simply by sharing what is in our hearts, simply by refining what we retain in our minds. We're being more thoughtful about the actions that we take, mindful of when we are still, when we are learning, when we are quiet, and when we step forward, take action, and speak up. Bringing into greater balance day by day, moment by moment, thread by thread as we weave together, as we move the pieces of the game around, creating a life, a world of wonder once more, of great healing, of much higher and more expansive forms of light, of hearts much larger in capacity, much softer and more open in their ability to both give and receive. Communities more respectful, more open and inclusive, more generous, and more expanded, more fluid and more flexible in their understandings of how we might live now and into the future. and a world emerging where far more voices are taken into account, far more needs from the narrow confines of the world we are emerging from, some often difficult and rigid. We ask for the world to soften, to become adaptable, to become more inclusive, more responsive, and to allow for difference, for change that is meaningful. For safety to be truly felt, and for the first time for many, so that trust can be possible. For without feeling safe, we are not able to trust. We are not able to embrace change. We're not able to even trust ourselves. And this is necessary to move forward into the world we all desire, one where there is peace, where there is harmony, where there is flow, where abundance is freely offered and shared, and there is no lack or scarcity to drive anyone into desperation. And so the many behaviours and conditions that result from those very things will simply fall away, for there will be no more need for them. There will be no structures in place to support them. It will be like they are starved of food, and they will simply leave, dissolve, or transmute into something else, something better and more useful for the coming age. And this, I believe, is what we're in the midst of at this time, what we see around us. Great change, which is challenging, no doubt, to the many, to our very nervous systems, but which we are in the process of adapting even now. And the many, many unseen players in this game, the many unseen hands and hearts involved, are indeed creating the conditions for each and every single one, and for the whole, to not only survive but to thrive, to be truly free, to be in full enjoyment of this most beautiful planet that we are so blessed and so very, very lucky to be living upon. And we call through more and more of that ability to thrive, to be happy, to be joyful even, to live in great hope for our futures, to be able to create beautiful offerings for the world and for them to be appreciated and taken up and enjoyed. And for the natural flow of give and take that we see happening in the human world, in the natural world. Sorry, we don't so much see it in the human world, that we see in the natural world, to be taken up by the human world. And so that our own impact upon this planet is lessened, is made more gentle and sustainable, so that as we move, more and more of what we create is from what is freely given and is sustainable, is reused, is recycled, is transmuted, is used to its fullest extent, and our ways of doing, of being, of having, evolve and change to be less impactful to our environment, or at least that the impact will be more positive, more gentle, more sustainable. And we each develop a greater affinity, a greater direct relationship with both our inner spiritual life and world and the outer physical world of nature. And we bring the two together at this time, and we merge them in a way that is right, that is good, that is benevolent, and that assists the whole, allowing the planet to thrive, to regenerate, to rise into its full expression of beauty. Can you imagine, dear ones, all of the waterways cleaning up, the life, teeming with life, happy, healthy, thriving life? Deserts, desecrated soils that have had the life drained out of them, being regenerated, having life poured back into them, so that forests, beautiful food crops, healing medicinal plants, those that provide shade and shelter for so many forms of wildlife, thrive once more. All the insect, plant, animal life, and us humans too, come into a set of accord where we work together. We're just like companion planting. Those that help each other to thrive find each other and are located nearby, and those that might cause harm are placed in it, find themselves in a different area where they create and add assistance to that place where soils are rich, teeming with goodness and life, so that the plants grown in them provide great life to those animals and insects that require them for food. And on it goes. And hopefully, ideally, we move into a time on this earth where perhaps we no longer need to eat each other. I do not know how this will plan out. But I hope over time to see less and less impact that's negative roll out and evolve and simply flow to us, like the ideas become easy to know how to deal with the mess currently left behind and created on this earth. And we see it happening. And we ask those with these wonderful ideas be given the means to enact them, and for these ideas to grow and be taken up in many parts of the earth, so that, of course, the repair and the regeneration can be widespread, and the entire earth plane can heal, right from the very inside all the way to the surface, to the clean waterways, clean air, sustainable homes for all, enjoyable, enriching ways of life for all of us, creative expression, harmony, home, safety, free will, generosity, excitement, joy, and challenges that are achievable, that are enjoyable to overcome. What a world this is. I see it, I feel it, I breathe it in, and I breathe it out. And together, we're creating it. To all at this time, the greatest of love, of support, in whatever way is most needed by you. I ask that it comes and it finds you. And blessings to all that assist, that watch these videos, that help. It's more greatly appreciated than you know. And gently our time comes to an end. Prepare to return to your own place, your body, allowing yourself to land gently within the heart space, feeling yourself connected, present, at peace. Calling back every single last particle of your energy, just doing a quick check, make sure you've brought nothing else back with you. Ensuring that you're in your own sovereign energetic space, feeling present, feeling calm. And as I let you all go, I wish you all the very best for the weekend that's upcoming and the week ahead. I will be here again next Friday morning, Melbourne time. Let us hope to see in our news channels and social media, additional improvements day by day rolling out, showing us evidence that the work we've all been doing for so long has not been in vain, that things are indeed moving beautifully and further ahead than perhaps we realised. May all those who wish to cause harm simply lose their grip on power upon the earth, and let those who choose and truly wish to do good upon the planet find that they have means to receive the resources to do so. May you all be well and good and happy and joyful and safe. With much kindness, I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.